In this video, we are going to discuss the basics of MS Project, how we can use it, how we can create a small scale project on it. Before that, I would like to tell you why we use these kind of softwares. These softwares help us to better understand and control the project schedule and finances. It helps us to communicate and present the project information in a better way, the organizing of work and people to make sure that the projects are completed on schedule, of course, is very important. So these softwares give us the big picture, shows us the statistics and data which we need to make the right decisions on right time. It helps us to track the progress, to manage the budget, and to analyze the workload. So let's start this software. You can see the project tab. From here, you have to go to the project information. There is a starting date and a current date, a finish date. Uh, Now it depends on you. You are going to manage your project as per the starting date or as per the finish date. We will be managing this tutorial as per project start date. You can see there is a project finish date as well. So it is fine. All right. Okay then. Then there is a file option. You go to the file option, click on it, and you can see a number of other options. Then we go to the end one, which is option. Click on it. Here there's an option of display, scheduling, and advanced. We will be looking into these options. First of all, the general option, in which you can see the default view, the date format, the username, and just which features uh, you want to show in which kind of style. Then there's an option of display, in which you can select the required kind of a calendar. Georgian calendar is fine for us. The option of currency change, you can go here, you can click on it, and you can select the PKR. All the currency or costing will be in PKR now. After this, let's go to the schedule option. Here you can see your week starts on Sunday. Let's make it Monday, and you can change the time of start of the daytime and closing time. 8 and 5 is good for us. There are some other options which you can use as per requirement. Make sure that you click on the on button of the calculate project after each added option. The rest of the options are fine. All right, there's an advanced option. Then you can go there, you can see some other options in this window. Here you can see default standard rate of the amount you're going to pay to the workers, and the default overtime rates. You can adjust these rates from here. You can make them standard, or you can adjust them or set them from the other part of the project, MS project as well, which we'll be doing in this tutorial. Okay, now let's click OK and go to the calendar. You're supposed to go to the project menu. Here you can see an option, change working time. Click on it and you will have this tab. Here in this window you can see the calendar for April 2020, and you can see the starting time here from 12 to 1. It will be break time, it will be off time, you can say the prayer time or lunch time. So yes, and yeah, if you want to change anything in this calendar, you can do that. Let's suppose I want to extend the break from 12 to 2:30 p.m. on every Friday. So what I'm supposed to do? Here I'll type Friday break starting. I'll click on 24th. I'll click on 24 and what will be the closing date? Let's suppose whatever the date is, we'll decide about it. But first, it will be weekly on every Friday and working times. It will not be an off day, but we are just going to change the working time. 8 to 12 is fine. Instead of 1, we'll make it 2:30. Not a valid option. We will make it 2:30. Yeah, now it's fine. And after and by, we will make it, let's suppose our project is of 2 months. So whenever our project is going to end, let's suppose it's up to the 30th of the June. So now you can see on every Friday, starting from the 20th of April, the break time has been extended, and the second time the working hours are from 2:30 to 5. Let's check the calendar for the month of May. Yeah, it has been changed. So I'll click OK. Before click OK, we can assess some other options from here as well. The schedule and options of schedule. We have to click on options. That's it. Okay, fine. Project information. We are supposed to start the project from, let's suppose, 1st of May. I'll click on it. Okay. Now come to the creation of our first milestone. We are supposed to add the first task, first activity. That will be the starting of the project. So let's write start here. You can see a blue icon here. We will click on it and we'll make it auto schedule. As it is auto scheduled now, so any other task I'll be adding in the list will be automatically scheduled as per the initial date. For that we can check, we have to check another option. We can check it from file, option, and schedule. New tasks created, you can see this here. You can change it to auto schedule. Now any other task we are going to create will be auto scheduled as per the initial date. Alright then, there are some other options as well which I want you to know. We'll be using entry table, cost table, and work table. You can check from view. This is the option of table. There are cost table, entry table, and work table. Right now, work table is fine. Entry table is fine. Sorry, not we will not be using work table right now because we have to do some entry. We have to create some tasks. So let's come back to the main window and start adding some milestones. First part is the start, then we plan, design, build, test. And the last one is finish. We have added some tasks here. Now you can see the system is kind of asking us about the duration of these tasks. So that means we have to give them or assign them some number of days. Starting will be with the 0th day. Second, 2 days enough. For design, let's suppose we'll take 3 days. 5 days. 5 days for testing a fine. 3 days, 1 day, and 0. All right, now you can see here in the Gantt chart, all the tasks are starting from the 1st of May. But it is not possible because the design process will start once I will be done with the plan phase or planning task, and same goes for the build and test, install, handover. So what should be done? All right, we basically are supposed to link these tasks now. We have to tell the system that the first task, that the second task will be depending on the first task, and similarly, the third task will depend on the second task to start and end. So we have to select all these tasks. We have to go to the task window, and here we can click on this chain. We can click on this icon, link the selected task. We are supposed to link these tasks, so let's click and see what happens. Okay, you can see now these tasks are perfectly linked, and the second task will start once the first task will end. Similarly, the third task will start once the second task will end, and it goes on for the all the tasks available in our task name list. Please try not to move these tasks once they are linked. If you want to move or replace the task positions, first unlink them. You can see the other symbol here. You can unlink the task, you can move, and you can link them again. Otherwise, there will be a change in dates here. But in case if you move any task without unlinking them, then you should double click on specific task, and you should go to the advanced option. Here you can click on as soon as possible option if it is not selected already. In this case it is selected already, so fine, and you can click OK. It will reschedule the entire system, and it will make the dates adjustment accordingly. Now let's see how the summary works, how the summary icon works. What is the summary basically? If we want to make the group of specific tasks on our list, on our activity list, then we use the option of summary. And like I am going to click on start and plan. I have selected these two options. Here in task menu, you can see the option I have selected right now, insert summary task. I'll be clicking on it. I've done it. Now there's another bar, there's another tab, new summary task. Double click on it. Okay, what should we name this activity? Definition or define. Definition is basically the name of the summary of these two tasks. And let's make another summary of design, build, and test. Name it explanation will work for us. Okay, and for the last three tasks, acceptance. Fine. All right, then you can see we have created some tasks. We have defined a summary for them, and you can see there are some specific changes on the Gantt chart on the right side of the window. If you wish to change the links, if you want to change them, change the task date, the starting or finishing date, You can change the date from this window. You can see this window. Let me drag. You can see these dates. You can change the dates from here, or you can click on this link date. By double clicking on it, you can edit it. Finish to start means once the first page will finish, then this one will start. Or you can give the lag or the number of days manually if it is going to go forward, or if it you want to go backward. It's up to you. Let's suppose I want this task to go forward. I will click on it. I will increase the days in plus. I will, and if I want to go this task backward, then I will do this. Let's make it 0. Okay. Let's suppose if there is a delay in something, or let's suppose if there is a delay in some sort of material, then that means there will be a delay in the building option or the build task. So what we are supposed to do then, let's click on the build task, and you can see there will be a tab of advanced here. In this tab you can see uh, date the starting date, sorry. You can see the constraint type as soon as possible. Now it's not going to be as soon as possible because there was a delay in some material, so we have to give it manually. So let's make it start no earlier than some date. It was going to start on 8th of May, and as 8th of May is not possible because the material has been delayed, we will make it like 11th of May. Okay, fine, fine. Uh, then we'll click on OK. So you can see there's a change in the Gantt chart as well. There's a specific distance between these two tasks. This is how you can make changes on the schedule in case some material or some task has been delayed. Now let's look at the resource chart or resource pool, how we can add resources or how we can edit them. You go to the source sheet from here, click on it. Here will be an option of the resource sheet. You all can see it. Let's post the resources names. Arshad Jamil Tahir. These are some resources who are working on this project with us, whom we are supposed to manage. And add one more thing or category of material. Let's suppose we'll be using lots and lots of cables in our project. Here you have to change the type. It is a material and it comes basically in the form of roles, so you must define that role. Now in the start of lecture I told you you can set the standard rates for the daily wages, and you can set the standard rates for overtime charges. We wanted to make it different for every single employee, because one worker knows the building, the other knows the designing, so they cannot be categorized in same way. That's why we wanted to assign them different wages. So what should we do? Let's suppose the Arshad is getting 1000 per day. Jamil is getting 1500 per day. Per hour. We are going to set per hour wages. So I think 300 per hours is fine. 400 per hours. Abdul Qadir is getting by somehow 450 per hour. Tahir is also again getting 250 per hour. And the cable, the role of one The one roll of cable is cost how much? Let's suppose 1,000. Fine. All right. We're not going to assign 1,000 per hour to the cable because we buy it for 1,000 rupees. That's why the cost per use is 1,000. Okay, guys, we are done with the creation of resources and some material. Now we have to assign these resources to the tasks we already created. We'll go to the Gantt chart again. Here you can see these tasks. Let's suppose I'm going to assign the task to my first. I'm going to assign the basic resource to my first task, which was the start. We started it. Let's suppose it's the planning phase. Here you can see after double clicking on plan, there's another tab task information. You can see the tab resources. Click on it, and now we'll be adding some resources. Let's suppose planning was done by Arshad. Fine. Designing was done by Jameel and Tahir. Build phase, you can use Abdul Qadir. You can use again Jameel. Then comes the testing phase. We can add Arshad, Tahir. One more thing. Let's suppose in build phase we have used cable as well. So click on the cable. Here you can see in units category one roll. Let's suppose we have used 3 rolls. So what should we do? We'll click on the up arrow to make it 3, and then we'll click OK. Install phase. All right, we are done with assigning the resources to our tasks. Now you can see here in the Gantt chart the names are assigned, or the resources has been assigned to specific tasks. Arshad is going to do the planning, and Tahir and Jameel are working on the build phase, design phase, sorry. And here in build phase, you can see this cable 3 rolls. Basically, it is the material we have used in this phase. So we can see on the Gantt chart as well. All right, let's see the cost table now. Click on the view tab, and here there's an option of tables. Click on it and select the cost. Now you can see the costing on the left side of the screen. Let's suppose there was a cost, the miscellaneous cost, which we have missed and we have to add it. Let's suppose there was a transportation cost which we have utilized while building stage. So what we can do now, select the fixed cost right in front of build and make it let's suppose it was 400 rupees which we utilized. Then again double click on the build phase, and here you can go to the notes. You can write it. We have used 400 rupees for transportation. Now it will be accommodated there in your costing calculations. All right. Now, if you want to see some basic summary of the project, sometime you have to show the summary to the board or your supervisor. Then you can go to this option, the project tab. You can see here, and here will be another option, the project information. After clicking on it, you can see the option statistics. Click on it. You can see the basic summary of the project. Of course, we haven't completed any task, so the base line or actual tasks are zero here. But this tab shows basic summary, which you can definitely sometime see where your project is going. Okay, there is another good and interesting option in this software, which is tracking of the Gantt chart. So let's make it the work. Select the work from the table and go to the tracking of the Gantt chart. You can see the option 0%, 0%. Basically, we haven't completed any task right now so far. So if uh, you want to see the progress of your chart, you can check from here. What is the method to complete or to assign some percentage to the task? Let's suppose I want to assign some percentage to the start. We have started it and we have done it like for 100%. We have completed it. Select the 100%. Okay. Then plan. We have planned as well. 100%. Fine. On design stage, we have completed it. We are about to complete it. Let's suppose 75%. You can see the changes in the Gantt chart now. The first task has been completed, the second task has been completed, and the design task, which you can see is here, is about 75, about to complete, and right now its the current status is 75%. So this is how you can manage monitor the current progress of your chart. You can add different tabs in this sheet as well. If you want to anything you want to add, you can add here from here, but let's not go to that side here. And let's see the work table now. We are already on work table. We already have been on work table and work. This is the basic work table. You can see, you can change, you can add percentages of the tasks here, how much of tasks you have completed. Let's suppose there was a delay in the task. We have already discussed it, like when we were talking about the links. But again, let's see if there's any sort of change or there's any sort of delay. So what we can do, we can go to the general window and we can change dates from here as well. Or you can directly change dates from the from the Excel sheet as well. But you can change from the starting dates and finishing dates from here. From here, yes. All right. Now you can see in the project window again. You can check the costing table. You can check the work table. And if you want to do some more entries, or if you want to add some more tasks, you can add from here. This is the basic. There was a basic introduction about the NS project. One more thing, you can create different reports by using this tab. Of course, you have to calculate different reports. Let's suppose you want to calculate or you want to create a report regarding the costing, regarding the cash flow. Just click on it. You can find different reports. You can see the progress. You can see the critical tasks. You can find or check the network diagram from here. It will give you the network diagram of the entire project. And again, we will be on Gantt chart. Thank you.